on Bryan Keilty. He's the owner of Perks in Corks, right across the street here from the Vintage Cigar Lounge in downtown Westerly. Bryan, thanks so much for joining us
Yeah,
today.
absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Of course.
It's awesome. Yeah, I always go to your bar. So.
Happy to be here. Yeah, great, right on. Yeah. Keep coming.
Yeah.
Keep coming, man. Thank you.
Yeah, always.
Thank you.
Some of the best martinis in town.
Thank
for
you.
anyone
Appreciate it.
That's interested. But I want you to kind of give us a background about yourself. Like, how did you get into owning the bar? But what were you doing before, and what led you to open up Perks and Corks?
So it's actually a very, very long story. I'll try and keep it down just the bullet points, but
we got time. We got plenty of time.
you got plenty of time.
Yeah.
I actually went to school to be a mortician.
Really?
Yep. San Francisco College of Mortuary Science. And when I got back, that was in the late '90s. And when I got back, I was working in New London at Biles Memorial Home, and the pay was
Yeah.
Pay was all right. Yeah. So I got a side job at Charlie's Eating and Drinking Saloon. Remember Charlie's or no? You guys remember Charlie's?
No.
Buffalo Wild Wings is in the Crystal Mall, right?
Oh yeah, I remember that place now. Now they bring it up.
Then it was Charlie's, and I got a job there. It was kind of quick money, so I was working a lot, and I ended up leaving the funeral home business because it just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
It just wasn't for me, and it was just kind of, I don't want to use the word boring, but it was, like it's I don't want to be insulting to the industry, but it just wasn't for me.
Right.
So I started working at Charlie's, working my way up the ranks, I became the manager there, went through all this like management training and whatnot, and then ended up leaving there, working for John Kadama at Go Fish and Mystic, and then I ran his restaurant on Block Island, and that's where I met my wife. She was a Block Island native, and at the time she had an apartment here in Westerly.
Yeah.
So when that was over, I moved back. I moved in with her in Westerly, and she kept talking about this cool little spot down here. This is when Perks was in the old Eagles in that spot, and said, you got to go check it out. So I went and checked it out, and there was this older guy, not older guy, he was older than me, I should say, excuse me. And he was running it, and the hours were real wonky. It was just weird hours, all this stuff, and we were really into coffee too.
Yeah.
So I worked like Thursday nights for him, and then you could tell he wanted out, So we took a stab at it, and we got it, and then it was just full on, barely taking days off if we were lucky, 12 hours a day. And back then we used to open at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh wow.
We used to open at 6 a.m. And that's the whole coffee thing.
Yeah.
And we really kind of changed that when the nighttime crowd really took off. When the nighttime crowd started taking off, we would, sometimes we wouldn't get out of there till 2 o'clock in the morning, and and we'd have to be back at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my God.
Just
That's
to get
crazy.
ready to open.
Yeah,
So the place is only shut down for 4 hours.
That's nuts.
So it was like this is getting a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
And we were wearing ourselves out, And but it's funny, we were looking back at some of the pictures, and I was kind of like fatter. And I was like fatter, and I was like, why was I so fat? We were working so much. Like, what was I eating? And anyway, so we got it from him, and we never looked back. It's been. So what is that? It's 2023. So 16 years. We've almost had 17 years, something like that. We've had it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 16, 17 years.
Wow.
We've had it. We're the oldest one on the strip. This strip right here. With all due respect to Danny's and the Knickerbocker.
Yeah.
So but yeah, we've been.
Well, that's crazy. So I know we kind of talked about it off air a little bit. I remember being a little bit younger, like coming in there for coffee, I think, and then but like you guys were a wine lounge. What made the switch to martinis? What was that?
Yeah, it was mostly wine in the beginning, and it's weird. The whole industry is kind of cyclical. It goes up and down. It's
right.
There's a point where everybody's into wine, then everybody's into beer, then everybody's into cocktails, and everybody's into martinis. Like it kind of flows.
You're right.
And at the time, wine was really big, and I know enough about wine I'm going to say that, and somebody's going to see this, and they're going to start grilling me on wine. I don't know. Like I can't. You got to kind of keep up with it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, we started making some crazy cocktails, because cocktails were kind of big when I was in my mid-20s. 25, I think I was when we got that place, and I'm 42 now. There you go. So we switched over to the cocktails and martinis, and it really kind of started our espresso martinis. Everybody loves the espresso martinis.
Yeah,
and then we came up with the chai martini, and that just kind of like...
That's like one of the staples.
Yeah, and then we started doing music out of nowhere. We're just like, we're going to start doing some music, and the music took off. That was like maybe 2 nights a week, and then we were doing it 6 nights a week, and now we don't really do it too much anymore. But it just kind of grew and grew and grew until we moved it down the street.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
Yeah. I know it is. What goes into making the menu? Like, how does it evolve over time? How do you?
It's pretty stressful, man.
I know you talked about the trends, but like, what do you just have things pop in your head and you just try it out?
There's a lot of in the industry specific. If you want to keep up in the industry, and I don't mean this to come out like stealing cocktails from other places, but getting ideas from other places is crucial.
Yeah.
So whenever Jen and I go out, or Sam, our manager, who does a great job, she goes out more than I do now because she's younger, and but she'll when you go to Boston, New York, Providence even. Some of the city centers are really kind of the good spot, the hot spots for the cocktails. You try and check out kind of those hipster style, to use the term loosely, hipster style cocktail bars that have slamming cocktails.
Yeah.
And you go there, you check out, you see what they're doing. There was a point a couple of years ago when like every bar was smoking something. You ever seen like you get an old fashioned, they smoke it with rosemary and cinnamon. It's still around, but that's kind of like veering away a little bit, And it's like I was like, man, that's a great idea. We should do that. Like I never seen that before, And we go out and see this stuff firsthand because I'm not I don't have Instagram, I don't have TikTok, I don't have any of that stuff. You know what I mean? So people are always like, Bryan, you see that cocktail that's going viral? I'm like, no. You know what I mean? But tell me about it, please, So, But that's kind of the main thing. And then when it gets into doing the menu, we're actually redoing the menu now. We're doing a whole kind of menu makeover. It takes a while.
Yeah.
It takes a long time,
How many additions do you think?
Not additions. Like, we're pretty maxed out. We get away with a lot of things. People don't like big menus. People like one page.
Yeah.
When you hear big menu, you think of like Cheesecake Factory. That thing's a fucking Bible.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like people don't want. It's like
too many options.
Too much. Going through. And as it is now, like we have 5 pages in our menu, which is a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's good because if you like coffee's 1 page, and then there's our food page, and then we have our martinis, which I think is 3 pages, and then cocktails, wine, whiskey. You know what I mean? So you can fit. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. But there's a lot that goes into it. Designing it and just figuring it out, and they're not all going to be home runs,
right?
And people will definitely tell you, they always do.
I
mean? And it's like, well, I thought it was good. Well, I think it's gross. It's like, all right. If before COVID, the customer always won, but there was like a 6-month period after COVID where you could kind of give it, like if somebody's being a dick, like which happens every once in a while, for the most part, to be clear, everybody's usually really nice.
Yeah.
But every once in a while you get that one guy that's just being a prick, and you're like, dude, like, I've had it, so.
I don't know how you deal with it. I couldn't.
It's tough. I mean, it's like because I look at it from like a blessed point of view. Like we're for the most part we're pretty busy.
Yeah.
Like it's we're pretty popular, and I like to that, which is great. I love that. But yeah, like we do the waiting, we do reservations and waits now, and sometimes when people come in, they say like they say we're on a 30-45 minute wait, and they get pissed because they just want to drink.
Right.
They give us a little bit of heat sometimes. We'll put your name on the wait list. It's not that big of a deal. And the way I look at it is it's like, well, we're kind of blessed. Like they want to come over and hey, buddy, how you doing, man? Good to see you.
Mark Gervasini, everyone.
Mark Gervasini.
Coming right into
We'll be what's up, man? How you doing?
What's happening?
Doing a podcast.
Podcast?
Yeah.
I could podcast with you.
So yeah, you look at it from a point of view of I try and look from a point of view is it's nice that people want to come in.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they want to be there. You know, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good thing to be full.
Right.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
Absolutely.
Definitely,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have changed things around. We're not open until like 1 o'clock in the morning anymore. We got rid of that, and we pretty much call last call like 11 o'clock now. We're out the door by midnight. No
That's
more 1 a.m.
That's good. Yeah. Sometimes you get the crazies that come in around that time. And
Dude, just nothing like after midnight is know you're cutting off more people than you're serving. You know, so just trying to keep it safe.
It's good.
Yeah.
I want to know too, because I want to say your business, along with Malted, has been like one of the staples that kind of like flipped downtown around, because I feel like downtown when I was younger, it wasn't really the place a lot of people weren't going
It was
around.
downtown when we were there. It was. Well, you're too young, so I'll name it off. So it was us, it was Perks, it was Dylan's.
Yep,
Dylan's. It was Senior Flacco's.
Yep.
It was 84.
Yep.
Danny's Nick. That's it.
Yeah, I mean
that's it.
Yeah, you guys are like a staple that like.
Well, Colin used to work for us.
Yes, I do remember.
Yep.
Yeah,
Colin worked for us, and that was my wife's hire, and he picked up the Thursday nights, and his whole crew was there, and then he utilized that to open up the Barley where Pooch's is now.
Yep.
So you started on Thursday night, and Colin started on Thursday night.
I started Thursday nights, and then Colin took over our Thursday nights with my wife, and I made our date night. And that wasn't until like 5 years after we owned the place.
Yeah.
Maybe a little less. That may have been an exaggeration. Maybe a little less. But
If you want to own a bar, you just gotta
Start on Thursday night.
you gotta work.
Yeah.
You gotta work. You gotta work, man. You gotta work. You always get people that come in that are like, I'm gonna open my own place one day when I retire, and I kind of look at them like, dude, you gotta.
Yeah, it's a lot.
You gotta put the grind in, you know.
Yeah.
So we just started, like right before COVID, we started taking more time off, and then COVID happened, obviously.
Yeah.
And I kind of went into like a deep depression when COVID happened, because it was like, we have small businesses. We didn't know what we were gonna do.
Right.
And then we got when we're gonna. I don't know what was it, like 6 months after COVID, like you started to reopen, stuff like that.
Yeah. You had to wear masks.
And then it was right, and then it was the grind again. It was me, our manager Sam. We kept her. We kept her on payroll, obviously.
Yeah.
And then one other kid. There was 3 of us.
Oh my God.
That was
That's
it.
crazy.
Right when we reopened, and we changed our hours to like noon to 10 or 11. And we were closed one day a week, and it was like everything we did was wiped out. And here we are again working, 12 hours again a day, which is fine. It's what you sign up for when you own your own business.
Right.
It's fine. But now over the past year, we just finally started taking some more time off.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
sounds like you worked your ass off from like this.
We
like,
did, yeah. We worked our ass off for a long time, but I get shit from people all the time too, because they come in. It's like, I never see you anymore. I'm there every Friday at 11 o'clock at night. And it's like, well, I'm not there.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, I'm there every day. I'm literally there every single day.
Yeah.
But now it's a lot of paperwork. It's a lot of like the menu stuff, like trying to take care of that.
Right.
Now Sam. She's our girl. She's our main girl. You know Sam, right?
I think so.
You know Sam, the dark-haired one. She's our main girl, and she's kind of now everybody looks for Sam.
Yeah.
Like if she has a weekend off, and like it's great to hear. You know what I mean? Like people will come up and be like, "Where's
Yeah, that's
Sam?"
nice.
And I'm
That's
like, "Oh,
nice.
that's
Yeah.
nice." You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? So it makes
really
me feel
nice.
good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
So as a small business owner, and we can hit on the other entities that you own as well, because I didn't know about them either.
Yeah.
But as a small business owner, what are the main challenges that you face?
So, I mean, as a head case like myself, sometimes is no matter what, no matter how good your business is doing in a small business, and I have this conversation with some other guys, you're always 2 weeks away from going out of business.
Yeah.
Always, no matter what.
That's crazy.
You're always 2 weeks away from just getting shut down.
Yeah.
And that's always in the back of your head. You're always trying to do everything you can to make sure that. The main thing too is we're responsible for a lot of employees.
Yeah.
Their livelihood too.
Right.
So I'm always worried about making sure that we're okay. The place stays clean and up to date.
Yeah.
And we go through a ton of furniture and whatnot. And other than that, it's all it's quite literally all the administrative costs is what I call them.
Yeah.
So insurance, licensing fees for everything. I mean everything. It's just our overhead is insane.
Really?
Oh, it's insane. It's absolutely ridiculous. And trying to keep up with that and trying to keep people happy, and is really kind of the biggest issue.
Yeah.
So and we're still we're trying to build our lives. We're young and we're trying to do what we can with our places, but so we don't have like a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
It was just a joke about 9-to-5 jobs too,
Yeah.
and now it's like, man, I wonder what that's like.
Yeah.
Is it all right?
It's all right.
It seems all right.
Yeah, it's pretty all right sometimes. Yeah.
Weekends off.
Yeah.
Until you have a Saturday off, and then you go out to dinner, and there's a 2-hour wait, and you're like, this sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Home Depot at like 10 a.m. on a Saturday is probably brutal.
You got a hell of a day.
Yeah.
Going to Home Depot,
yeah,
Bed
yeah,
Bath
yeah,
and Beyond.
yeah,
Just a long day.
Yeah. I do love Westerly though. Westerly's treated us well. It's a great town. I try and stay out of the politics as best I can. I used to be the vice president of the DBA, the Downtown Business Association, and all that stuff. And now I just kind of I try and stay out of it now.
Yeah.
Extra.
Yeah.
necessarily.
Yeah, I don't want to use the words I don't care, 'cause of course I care about the town, but you're right. It's just I got my own stuff to worry about.
You got
here,
more.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
You got to take care of what you got to take care of first.
Yeah.
So let's hit on what are the other businesses that you own down here to make the viewers know and.
To be very clear, my wife actually owns more than I do.
Wow.
So,
Even
because
better,
technically, we own Perks together.
Yep.
All right. We own the salon next to Perks, Serenity Beauty Bar.
Yep.
It's fantastic, beautiful. We kind of redid the whole place, came out great. And then my wife owns Indigo Elephant on the corner, which I literally have nothing to do with. I mean,
crazy.
that's all her. I'm very proud of her.
Yeah.
It's
Is that a clothing store?
it's more of a lady store. She's gonna rip me apart if she hears this because I never know how to answer that question. But yeah, it's like it's women's stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a little guy section, and I always make the joke that it's mostly hair products, but I'm bald. You know what I mean? So it's like, thanks. She does have some men's clothing. She does have some men's clothing. So, but hers is just a brick and mortar retail shop. She doesn't really do too much online,
That's awesome though.
which in today's day and age is just a grind.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so technically she has her own shop, and then we're equal owners on these two. So technically she's the one that's, she's got she's the one. She's the one. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
But the salon's great. It's literally right next to Perks, and all the girls rent. So and we do everything we can for them. My wife works there one day a week as well. So, yeah, it goes well.
That's
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
So what has been the biggest motivating factor for you to be a small business owner and to continue going? Like, what motivates you to be a business owner and your wife too? I mean, obviously you guys are entrepreneurs.
I don't know. I don't know, man. It was never. It was never something I would wake up and just be like, go. I was always a hard worker.
Yeah.
Always. Like, so when I was working at Go Fish, I remember specifically when I was working at Go Fish in Mystic, and this is back when Go Fish was I don't even remember now, but it was like jamming all the time, and it was like big, and it was jamming all the time. And I used to pick up, if I was scheduled 5 days a week, I'd pick up a 6th day, and then I'd also pick up the doubles on all those days. This is when I was living by myself.
Yeah.
It was me and another guy, roommate.
Yeah.
And I would just rip doubles all day. And I was just like, money. Just keep ripping doubles, keep ripping doubles. But it wasn't so much like I wanted to open my own place. And it kind of fell in our lap. And then each thing keeps kind of falling on your lap. You make some connections, you have, some conversations with people. Sometimes business and life just happens, and it all happens from the people not so much the grind.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I know some guys that they're doing like this insurance stuff, and they're doing all these things, and they're up every day at 6 a.m. and they're hitting it hard, and they're looking for all these opportunities left and right, and I'm sure they're doing fine. But then I see other guys that things just fall in their lap sometimes,
Right, right,
So,
yeah.
and it just happens to be that way.
Yeah.
I just think if you're a hard worker and you put in your time, good things will come out of it.
Yeah,
People will recognize it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So if that's advice, I don't think it's advice. It's just my opinion. But
No, yeah, I think it's
you know.
good advice and opinion.
You create your own luck in a way.
Yeah.
yeah, it's true. It's true. It does come with its own hurdles.
Yeah.
We've been through everything at Corks, you know what I mean? And it's like, there's been a lot of hiccups and there's been a lot of things we've been through, and and we're still there and we're trying to do the best we can. So
Yeah.
Yep.
It's awesome. Yeah, we'll cut it to a commercial break, and then we'll ask some questions about the golf game.
Welcome to Vintage Cigar Lounge, the place where you escape to, not from. A place where your cigar options are limitless. A place where friends come together and bond over the finest cigars and drinks. A place where your selected few can retreat to and enjoy premium cigars, great conversation, and your liquor of choice within the privacy of our private rooms. Looking for a place to escape to? Our doors are always open.
We're back. So Brian, we gotta ask, how's that golf game? We gotta talk to you. I just heard you talk about Meadowbrook and everything. How's everything?
Yeah, we played Meadowbrook on Saturday. Like the last. My golf game is like I'm one of those. I can shoot in the low 80s. You know, I've only shot in the 70s a handful in my life.
Yeah.
Not like Austin over here, you know. But you know, I could shoot in the low 80s. You know, I might blow up rounds where I'm just in the mid to whatever 90s.
Yeah, that
you know what I
happens.
mean? I can hang.
Yeah.
You know, I can hang. We go on a golf trip every year with a group of guys. You know, I do love playing, but I did also buy a boat. So
Oh, nice. That's
you know what I mean? So that's like, you know, you can't do both.
Yeah.
Golf game killer right there.
It
Yeah.
is a golf game killer.
Yeah.
It is a golf game killer.
Really
You're a member somewhere, aren't you?
Lake Biles.
You're a member at Lake. You just won the club championship there, right?
Yeah.
Attaboy. Attaboy. You member anywhere too, or?
No, I just play wherever.
Just play wherever?
Yeah. I'm not good like you guys, so
We're gonna
yeah.
get Jeff.
I've
We're
had
gonna roll Jeff out.
yeah. I have my moments where I've like played very well, and then I have my moments where I like blow up like bad.
You know, I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm happy where my game's at. You know, like I went out. Shit, I can't remember. I think I shot like a 43 going out on Meadowbrook, and then just had like a bullshit 8. You know, like no, like
That's
it was
what
like
happens to me,
dude,
though.
it was like I had like it was no, it couldn't have been. It was on the front 9. So maybe I didn't shoot a 40. Maybe I shot like a 45. Anyway. It was, you know, Meadowbrook, that the par 4, it's got that bunker right in the middle, right after the short par 3.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
I know.
the bunker right in the middle. So
Yeah.
I pound a drive over the mound. I'm like 45 yards in the rough though. So
Yeah.
I hit a wedge and I hit it high in the face.
Yeah.
Just missed the green, and it landed right in the bunker. All right, on my second shot, and then the bunkers right now are just crap. You know, so I went to go slap it out and I hit the lip and it fell back in. Fourth shot. Now I'm just mad.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, fuck, you know. So then I hit it hard. I fly the green, lands underneath the tree, so I have to take an unplayable. You know, and I'm like, gee, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know,
That
and, you know, and
happens,
it was
though.
like,
That's-
and it's like I hit 2 great shots. I thought I hit 2. I hit 1 great shot and then a not so good shot, and I just got penalized for it.
Yeah.
But I do love playing. It's my favorite sport to watch.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The Masters is hands down, like, that's like,
The
take the
best.
weekend off.
Yeah.
It's the best. You know, football obviously, but golf is definitely where it's at. And I'm glad that kind of live in the PGA kind of works some shit out. I know there's still, that hasn't happened yet because the FAA is involved, I think, right? Like, there's a lot of stuff going on with that, or no?
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff going on.
Yeah, I mean, and also I'm not a, like, dude, if you called me and they're like, hey, I got a tee time at 6 a.m. at Meadowbrook, you're like, you can go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Like, no way, absolutely not. You know, like even 10 a.m. is kind of pushing for me sometimes. I like to go. I have my routine. I go to the gym at 9,
Yeah.
and I get done at 10. So give me an 11:30 tee time.
Yeah.
You know, give me an 11:30 tee time is like right in my wheelhouse.
Good time to go.
That's my
Yeah,
sweet
it's
spot.
sweet
That's my sweet spot.
Yeah,
But
that's good to know.
I do appreciate good golf courses. I played a lot. Probably the most I played this summer was Lake of Isles. I played Lake Isles like twice a month this summer.
Yep.
But I got a guy that he's not even a member. He just spends a shit ton of money at Foxwoods.
Yeah.
So he gets
Yeah.
2 free foursomes a month.
Perfect.
Wow.
And they always put him out on the South course, which
Yeah.
is just better.
Yep.
I prefer the South. You might like the North though.
I like. We play the South a lot. I like the North just because the par fives are more gettable.
I like the story about the first hole.
They're a little bit more. Yeah, they're a little bit more. More scoreable. The South side, it's not.
It's not that challenging. For a guy like me, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, but from the backs, it's challenging. Way back.
Yeah.
It's really challenging.
And we
so
play.
it's good.
We got 4 guys now. Well, 3 myself. We do a golf trip every year. We used to do one of those baller 16 guys golf trip in the Cape. You know, and it got way out of control. It was 16 dudes. I think it was our biggest year. It might have been 20. Yeah. And it was me and another guy that organized the whole trip, and it was a headache.
Yeah.
You know, just organizing the whole thing, you know? And then we would go up to the Cape, and it was at the end of April, right before the rates went up, and it was 3 days, 3 or 4 days of golf, and it was only $400 a head with the room and the golf. I think it was nothing,
perfect.
you know?
Yeah.
It was nothing. But then, you know, obviously COVID, you know, ruined that.
Yeah.
So now me and 3 other guys do a trip every February. We're trying to do the PGA thing.
Oh, are you trying to
We're trying to check off courses.
Yeah.
And we've kind of just ended up going to South Carolina, Myrtle and Hilton Head.
Yeah.
It's kind of we might do Kiowa this year. We might do Hilton Head again because we do Sea Pines, Harborside.
Yep.
The Sea Pines
I
resorts
never
there.
played them, but I heard they're really good.
Harbortown. I keep saying Harbortown. We played Harbortown 2 years ago. Beautiful golf course. You would love it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's always the one right after the Masters.
Yep.
And I think it's a PGA must now, correct?
I think it might be, yeah.
Because they used to kind of have a smaller crowd. Because what's the
Yeah.
one that's always the TPC Cromwell is always after the U.S. Open, right?
Yes. Yep.
So that always kind of had a bullshit feel because it was like, fucking, I'm taking it off.
Yeah.
You know? But they made that a
Now
PGA
it's
must
good.
now too.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
it's good.
Now it's really good.
Harbortown, same thing. But when we played Harbortown, I actually played really well. I can't remember what I shot, but I remember playing really well, and I was like, this course really isn't that bad. And then you start looking at it, and it's not necessarily the course; it's the tee box.
It's it's tight, right?
It's if you from the tournament tips.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck that. Yeah, absolutely. We had a 4 caddy. The dude's the guy's just play from the whites. We're like, all right. Yeah, it's fine. And then last year we played. We did Myrtle. So we did TPC Myrtle. We did Legends. We stayed at the Legends resorts.
Okay, yep.
So we did the Legends, and then we threw one other one in there too.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
That's great. You got to keep that going.
Yeah, I know.
Sure.
If we can afford it, it's. But my wife's always she doesn't give a shit that I go. She doesn't care what I do, but. Most women are, she's like, I don't care what you do, but then I get home, she's like, well, you went to there, so I'm going to go to here, we're like, all right, so, yeah.
Hey.
Hey, that
Yeah.
works out for both.
They always have another agenda,
right.
so
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can see right through you,
Yeah.
so, yeah, 16 years of marriage. It took me a while to figure it out, but I got it. I know what's up.
As far as other sports, what else do you follow? Baseball, hockey, football, basketball.
I'm weird, so I'm weird. I grew up right outside of Philly, so I'm a huge Eagles fan.
Okay.
And that's my main thing.
Yep.
There's never a baseball guy growing up. I don't know why. We used to. I'm an 80s baby. I was born in 81, so I grew up in the 80s, hit the 90s. And then I always had family in Connecticut, and they were always Sox fans. So
Yeah.
I followed the Red Sox a little bit, but, I'm from the era of if it's not on TV, you're not watching it.
Right.
You got to read about it in the paper tomorrow.
Yeah.
It wasn't even really ESPN, that wasn't even a thing.
Right,
You
yeah.
know, so you had no idea how your team was doing.
Yeah.
I remember coming home, turning on an Eagles game, and if they were just playing, they were playing, and you literally had to wait for halftime to even know what the fucking score was.
Yeah, right.
It was which is crazy. I remember when they finally put that little box in the corner with the score, and I'm like, what? That's genius. How are they going to top this?
Yeah.
And now I think they've taken it way too far. I'm becoming an old grumpy guy. You guys might like it better, but the Peyton Manning, and I love Peyton Manning and I love Eli Manning.
Yeah.
Even though he's a Giants guy.
Yeah.
I love the Manning brothers.
Yeah.
All right, I do. But that Monday night thing,
Where they
It's
both do
unwatchable.
The cast
Dude, it's
together.
unwatchable. You're like, shut up.
Yeah.
It is unwatchable. And then I completely disagree with all the streaming services picking up football. I think that's ridiculous.
Everyone's picked, like, it's not that. It's like HBO Max has got hockey and basketball now.
Yeah.
So, like, they have, like, deals with, like, TNT and Turner. So they take the Tuesday nights and Thursday nights on Max. And they're looking to actually take the package away from, like, YouTube TV and all those other
They
places.
should. They should. It should. I mean,
It's just a ton of, like, but it's just, like, we're basically going back to cable. Like,
I think. Well, I think everything's gonna come full circle.
Right, okay.
I think it's all coming full circle.
Yeah.
I think at one point you're gonna be paying for so many streaming services. It's gonna cost just as much as cable, and people can be like, "Fuck this!" It's
Yeah.
like I'm
Go
just getting my
back to
cable.
cable,
back.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
What was it? Paramount picked up the Sunday morning games,
I think
but
so.
it's like a Nickelodeon game or some
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Like it's like,
Yeah, they.
what the fuck is that?
Yeah, and they also did a game like Toy Story. So like during the game was not for like Nickelodeon. It was just animated.
What
It
the
was-
fuck is this, man?
Yeah, it's like
They're just
trying to
making shit up.
trying to get like kids into the market of like they're trying to grow their market. So they're like, all right, so what makes kids like happy? So they're like, all right, we'll do like a Toy Story kind of like theme.
In a football game, it's a fucking
and they
football
like
game.
did like it was on point. Like they like had the running backs, everything like kept up with everyone. It was crazy.
I think they're ruining the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always gonna love football, but I don't.
I'm watching.
I'm gonna sound like a complete asshole when I say this, but I'm just gonna say it. I could care less about player safety. Like I could care less. You know, when I'm watching, dude, if you like lightly tap
Right.
the quarterback,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
15 yards,
Some
all
of
this
it
stuff.
is
Like, dude,
too
much, yeah.
rip their heads off,
Yeah.
man. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like I'd like to see the full contact again, and
Yeah.
I think it takes a lot away from it. Like linebackers laying out receivers when they're going for the ball, and then they get penalized for it. It's like, dude, they're doing their job. You know, like
Yeah.
this is what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And it's football. I don't know, man. It's football.
It is, yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like
I know.
it's
Well, they don't even do Jacked Up on ESPN. You remember we used to do
Yeah.
Jacked Up before all the games where they
Yep.
would have like big hits. They don't
Oh
even do that
yeah, that's right. I
anymore.
forgot about
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, they don't even do that anymore.
yeah.
But like you can't hit like the slightest way, even if your helmet like touches a guy's head, they're like
Yeah.
that's a penalty. Like
Yeah.
and sometimes you can control like the way you're going. Like it's
Right,
it's
the
so
momentum and
yeah,
everything, I
it's just
know.
interesting how they like
And I want to be clear, like I do. It's sad when things happen to players. It's sad, but you know, it's football. I want to see like heads ripped off. You know what I mean? I want to see like femur bones sticking out of legs. And it's like, yeah, you know, like I don't know. I mean, it'd be like look at all. I might solve some issues too. Like look at the like I'm an Eagles fan. Look at the contract Jalen Hurts just got.
Yeah.
huge.
You know, massive.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, what? Imagine if there was full contact even to the quarterback. You'd have to think about it more. You'd have to have two good quarterbacks on
Right.
your team,
Yeah.
just in case.
Yeah.
You know, it might,
Well,
might alleviate some of these contract issues too. I don't fucking know what I'm talking about. You know?
Well, I don't know. It's more of a throwing game now because the quarterback's more protected. You can do more like look at the running backs. They're not getting high contracts anymore.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's
Like
yeah.
Jonathan Taylor, like Jim Irsay was basically trying to like ship a orca back to the ocean instead of paying
Yeah,
Jonathan
yeah.
Taylor. Like
Forgot about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I
he's
remember
like,
that.
I'm actually
Yeah,
gonna pay
yeah,
to ship
yeah,
this
yeah,
orca
yeah,
that died,
yeah.
but like
I know it is becoming much more softer, but
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't see it going. I don't see it reversing.
Yeah.
No, I know. I'm talking through my ass. I know none of what I'm saying is going to happen. It'll probably get worse at some
Yeah.
point, you know. And it's
Yeah.
it's just I don't know. There's no, do they subsidize any leagues too? Like, is there a women's league they're subsidizing too? Is there any like type thing like that?
flag
Like,
football. That's it because that's an Olympic
flag
sport
football,
now, and now they're getting
not
like,
that lingerie league thing.
No,
No,
men's flag
flag
football.
football.
No, yeah,
Oh.
no.
Is in
Yeah.
That's a bit much. Have you seen the lingerie league thing, man?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
I like a good lady like the next guy, but
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
just like
Yeah,
I
that's-
it's like
pretty
it's
much-
uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah, it's like Playboy, and like you should listen to. I like heard like clips on Instagram of like the coaches talking. They take it so
They
serious.
do, and it's
they're
like, dude,
he's
it's
like,
like,
oh, good.
yeah, I've seen a couple clips, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I was over at Boy's house, like, dude, have you seen the lingerie league? I'm like, yeah, man. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like,
Which
that's
it is-
that's really kind of bringing women down a notch, and
Yeah.
I'm not really into it. You
It's
know.
it is very uncomfortable to like watch though. Like,
Did you
Yeah.
see the? Did you see the? They're talking about like. I'm glad that they're talking about women's sports now, especially on ESPN too and whatnot. Because I actually one of my favorite Olympic sports was women's soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It used to be my favorite. Like,
So much
like
fun to
it was
watch,
so
yeah.
much fun.
Yeah.
And I want to get too into like the politics and whatnot, but then like the new USA women's team, they kind of ruined it a little bit. And I feel bad.
Yeah.
I don't really follow it too much, but it just became this big political thing, and it was like I just kind of want to watch the sport. You know, it's fun, you know?
Yeah.
And but they're
So sister.
but a lot of women are going to these games now,
Yeah.
all right, which is great.
Yeah.
It's a good thing, all right. But did you see the girl that picked up the golf ball at the LPGA event?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it was fucking hilarious, man. They were like, it was all over like.
A little girl, like a.
No, it was like a
young
full-grown
girl?
woman that was like dressed to the nines at an LPGA event, and they were like talking about it on ESPN or whatever channel it was, about how more women are going to these events, which is a good thing.
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
very good thing, all right.
Yeah.
But she's like all dressed up, and you know, one of the PGA golfers kind of sprays one onto a cart path. You know, it leaks to the right, whatever it is, and like she just runs up to it all happy and picks it up and like.
Souvenir,
some guy,
souvenir,
yeah. Some guy runs over and he's like, "No, what are you doing? You know,
can't do that.
You can't do that." She takes it away. Like, what are you doing? It's mine. You know what I mean?
It's
And
like
it
a
was like,
foul
yeah,
ball,
yeah.
right?
It's like, you know, a lot of respect, but
Yeah,
maybe you know, kind of figure it out first. But
Oh my god.
Yeah.
See that? That's funny. I gotta look that up.
yeah. What's your dream foursome?
Oh,
Mine's changed.
you know that's a very good question.
I kind of have. I have an idea of what yours would be because you're. What are you, a +2?
Yep.
Are you a +2?
Yep.
Yeah. I have an idea of whose you would be. I don't want to say anything else.
Shoot. Go ahead.
No.
My dream
golf foursome.
Michael Jordan,
Oh,
Tiger Woods.
Yeah, I knew Tiger was in there.
Um,
Michael Jordan too, huh?
yeah, we were close to playing too.
Really? I heard
Yeah,
Jordan's a dick.
2 winters ago.
Is he? You think? I heard that.
I don't know. I mean, we're very. I was down in Florida. If he wasn't in the Bahamas on a fishing trip, we were gonna play. But
That is crazy.
MJ, Tiger, and I don't know. The fourth or the third celebrity would be. It'd be.
No, it
pretty
doesn't have to be a
tough.
celebrity.
Yeah, but
I'm talking dream foursome just across the board.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know that last one, but Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods for sure.
I thought you'd do like. I had you on Tiger definitely. Jordan's a good one.
Yeah.
I've heard he's kind of a dick. Do you think that's true or no?
Well, I mean,
Like, what do I know? Like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
his
Like, you
course
hear.
at the Grove is set up literally for him.
Is that the one where they roll cigars? It's called 23.
Yeah.
This private course, so you have to get
Yeah.
invited to it.
Yeah.
What's it called? The Grove.
The Grove, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about it.
Yeah, we were literally supposed to play. They were in the Bahamas though.
On his Viking, when he has like a 65-foot Viking.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful boat.
They had a fishing trip, but my buddy Dan actually, who just won the World Series of Poker. He was we were down there, and he was he's gotten close with Jordan's buddy, and we were supposed to go and play.
I put you on like Nicholas or Palmer. You know what I mean? Or like
Yeah.
you know, one of those guys.
I wasn't even born when they played, so I more so kind of like Jordan's probably the oldest person that I would have picked. But the history of the game for sure.
Snead.
But like maybe like Rory.
Yeah.
I think Rory would be a cool one just to. He just hits it better than
Rory
anyone,
now.
You know.
Not
Yeah,
Rory
so-
when he first came out. He was funny
No.
looking, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was a funny looking dude when he first came out. When he looked like a Muppet.
I know. I know. But yeah, what's yours, Jeff?
Yeah, give me yours. I'll tell you mine.
The Tiger, MJ, and I think Barkley, Charles Barkley.
Barkley?
Oh, Barkley now.
Yeah, Barkley now.
I don't know, man. Barkley 10 years ago would have been fun too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Barkley 10 years ago would have been fun.
Getting a lot of trouble for hanging out with Barkley 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But I think that would be a lot of. I think just having those guys. I think Barkley would be more of the comedic relief and maybe make me feel better about
Well,
my
see, I
golf.
like to have fun on the golf course, and it's like so I used to change. It used to be like Tiger, like it used to be for me. Now I've completely turned corners because Tiger's he's like one of the last guys on the planet I want to play golf with.
Yeah.
And my MJ, like they're so intimidating. They're just so intimidating.
Yeah.
They're such monsters. And
I
then
would love it. Oh my God, I don't know why it would just be
Did you see the video when Tiger was talking to like Morikawa, I think it was, about his son out driving him for the first time? Just Tiger's monotone way he had that discussion on a driving range was so intimidating.
Yeah.
And I would just be like, there's no way I could hit a shot. Never. And MJ, because MJ's a nasty golfer too.
Yeah, so I've been lucky enough to play with John Smoltz a couple times.
I heard Smoltz is nasty.
He's really good, but he has Tiger stories that are like phenomenal.
Not what you would expect? Or what you would expect?
What you would expect, but like purposely hitting a ball 1 foot out of bounds and it like just on the out of bounds stake.
For what reason? Just to fuck? Just to fuck with him?
Just because it was some sort of match, and it had something to do with a match and him kind of, I don't know exactly. I'm not understand. Like I forget what the dynamic of the match was, but he said that he did it on purpose, and like imagine trying to hit a ball out of bounds.
Well, I mean,
Trying to,
yeah, I know,
and literally hitting it out a foot.
Yeah.
You know, so it's been cool to understand, like, kind of go into that world, and I think that being able to see it and live it would be fucking unbelievable.
I mean, my dream foursome, number one, without a doubt, is John Daly.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
He was at Lake about a month ago.
Yeah, John Daly. The next one, does that have to be PGA? Or no, it's my rules, right? I'm the one that brought this up. Yeah. So my next guy is I feel weird saying this. I follow a guy on YouTube. His name is Fat Perez.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Love that guy. I can't say enough about that guy.
Yep.
And he's just the best. And then the fourth would be I do a pick'em with a group of my boys.
Yep.
I'd put all my boys I play golf with. That'd be my ideal foursome. If not, if it's not somebody I know, it'd probably be, I can never say his name right. Joel.
Joel.
Yeah, he's great. And then actually Pat Perez.
Yeah.
I like dudes with attitude. I used to I like dudes that have like charisma on the golf course.
Yep.
So to what you were saying before, Tiger and MJ, I just feel like it would be like just a fucking grind, which is great for you because you're a +2, but I'm not, I'm a fucking 14. You know what I mean? I'm out there just to relax and have a good time, you know?
I think I just like fanboy saying that.
You used to be Ricky Fowler.
That'd be a lot of fun. I think.
Ricky
That'd
was
be
my boy
awesome.
forever, but I saw him walking into a, remember when he was dating that tennis pro?
Yeah.
So I saw him walking into a tournament, and they were walking, like he had his arm around her side, in her, like her waist, and her arm was on his waist, and it's just like nobody walks like that. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, no, and then I was like, wait, and then I was like, Ricky kind of seems like the guy now that would sit on the same side of a booth. You know what I mean, with his girl? And that was it. That ruined it for me.
Oh,
you know, and I was like, that ruined my Ricky love. And I was like, I think he's married now with kids though, I think, right? Yeah. But
that's funny.
you get a 4-banger booth and a couple sitting on the same side. Get the fuck out of here. It's weird, you know? It's weird.
Oh my God.
No, I can't.
Well, it's even weird sitting here. Bye, guys. Good to see you.
See you guys.
This is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get it. You gotta do it for the video, but you
It's
know?
a couple cameras that set up differently, but
Yeah. Later, guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Brian, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's been a
Thanks, man. I
blast.
appreciate it. It's been fun. Yeah, I like doing these things.
Yeah, this has been a lot of fun having you on the show. Everyone come down to Perks,
Yeah, please come down to Perks.
Yeah.
We would greatly appreciate it, especially in the month of October and coming up to Thanksgiving. It's kind of our slow season right now, so but we'll still make you something good. We'll take care of you.
You get the full ambiance.
Yeah.
Full ambiance. We are closing at some point for a week or two. I don't know when. But we're gonna do some renovations. So
Good.
we do it like every other year.
Yeah.
So you just gotta keep everything new and fresh. We gotta redo the floors and paint some walls. Blah blah blah.
Awesome.
So yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thanks, man, for being
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Thank you. Well, Austin.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, absolutely.